Hey everybody, welcome to MaTuKaS Cookin. Last episode we did some cola ribs, and in the description I wrote that since it's over with the summer, now we'll be looking at a bit more cold weather. And as you see at my ingredients, those are real Nordic vegetables. We got cabbage, we got carrots, we got onion, and we got potatoes. And we got some piggy meat, or pork as normal people would call it. And today we're gonna do soup. My grandmother's recipe, again, I think it's gonna be the last one of my grandmother, of the ones, of the recipes that I use. But we're gonna do some meatballs, we're gonna do some chopping of the vegetables, and some commercials for the monster. No more of that until they pay me. Anyways, let me get to the vegetables. I'll get back. The vegetables are prepared. What we need to do is we need to make the meat ready for the meatballs. And the way you do it is you got the pork meat here, minced, 1 egg, salt and pepper, more salt, some onions chopped up. Everything is in except onions. Let me get that first in. You just need to stir it around, and here comes the fun. Don't be afraid to get your fingers in it. It's not biting anymore, it's dead and minced. So just get a good stir around. And it's actually an extra feature that my mom added back in the day to get the meatballs to stick better together, other than the flour. She also added some violets. And it goes something like this. There you go. This is ready now. It's supposed to look like that when I'm done violating it. Before you can start putting in all the things in the soup, you need a nice pot, preferably a big one. Then you put a nice chunk of butter in it. I would say something like 50 grams would not be far off. Then the next thing you start heating it up, and the plan with the onion is just to put it in, and butter and onions will give a nice soup taste. Butter melt a little, and then just add some onions. Let them melt. The next thing, carrots. As you see, they're all chopped up, and they're just going into the same pot. So the carrots are in the pot. Stir it around a little, and when the carrots have gotten some of the onion taste and the butter taste, you add something like 2 liters of water. Now we have added water, and it looks nice and yellowy and kind of orangey, because you can see the carrots in the bottom. Potatoes are cut, chopped up, and they're going in as well. One of the things you need to add to the soup would be pork bouillon, or as other people might call it, base. But it's either pork or you can use vegetable base. So right now, one of them in the soup, so you get some deeper taste. on top of all the vegetables it's getting. The cabbage is coming in the very last minutes because it doesn't need so long to boil, so we still have some bite in it. And since the soup is cooking, it's time for the meatballs to come in. The size of the meatballs, it's of course up to you, but I like to have it like a eating spoon size, something like that. All you need to do is just put all the meatballs in and let it cook for 15-20 minutes. Then you add the cabbage that is chopped up, and then just leave for another 10 minutes of cooking time, and then the soup is ready to eat. Every time I do soup, I become slightly a soup Nazi. And if somebody pisses me off, I go like, "No soup for you!" If anybody got that reference, I'd like to hear that in the comments. Now I have another reference that you don't need to guess, but I hope some of you people would know it. So there's a joke. A man comes into a restaurant, orders a soup. The waiter comes with the soup, puts it on the table, walks off. After a minute or two, the man calls the waiter. "Waiter! Waiter!" Waiter comes. "What's wrong?" The man says, "Taste the soup." The waiter says, "What's wrong with the soup? Is it too cold, too hot, too salty? What's wrong with the soup?" "Taste the soup." "What's wrong with the soup? Is there a fire in it or something?" "Taste the goddamn soup." The waiter says, "Okay, fine. Where's the spoon?" "Achra! Achra!" Anybody can guess that reference? If some of you guys have seen my previous video with Coke ribs, I made a comment about coleslaw. If it's too chunky and if you've been too lazy to cut the cabbage and the carrots too fine, you can call it rustic coleslaw. The same goes for the soup. If the pieces are kind of big and need some more cooking time, you can always call it rustic. I think every time there's a restaurant who has some lazy workers, they call their things rustic. The soup is cooking nicely. Now it's been 10 minutes of cooking time, another 5, and then I'll add the cabbage. The cabbage is now cut, and the next is it's going into the soup. The cabbage is now added, and all you need to do is wait another 5 to 10 minutes and the soup will be done. What we need to do is to check if the potatoes are cooked ready, and they seem to be. As long as the knife goes easily through, then it's done, and my potatoes are done. Now it's all about serving.